Moses asked God to see his glory, right? And he says, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you something better. I'm going to let all my, now catch the wording of this, I'm going to let all my goodness pass before you. Maybe I don't feel like rejoicing because of the weight of the circumstances, but can I rejoice in the goodness of my God? A lot of times people will feel the weight of the circumstances, and then they will pray for the goodness of God. But let's try rejoicing in the good, because you see what it is I'm going to show you something a lot more powerful and a lot more sturdy is the goodness of God. God and his goodness is one. And if he says that I am the Lord thy God and I change not, then I'm here to declare to you that his goodness never changes. His goodness is stagnant. It never changes. So when I begin to rejoice in the goodness of God, I am rejoicing in something that's more powerful than the circumstance that's weighting me down. I'm not looking at that circumstance anymore. I'm looking at how good and how big and how wonderful my God is. And I'm going to take my joy from right there because he's good. And he's for me. And at that point in time, I'm going to put on some joy because I serve a good God. I serve a wonderful God. I serve a God that's for me, that's not against me. He said he would never leave me. He said he would never forsake me. He is for me from the beginning of the day till the end of the day, from the beginning of my life to the end of my life. My God is for me, and I'm going to rejoice in the goodness of my God. Hallelujah. Moses asked to see God's glory, and he says, I'm going to pass all my goodness before you. Come on. If he could see the goodness of God, if I'm ever going to see the goodness of God in any circumstances, I'm going to have to put some joy on. Let's rejoice in the goodness of God. Let's rejoice in the goodness of God.
Rejoice in your goodness. We rejoice in your love. We rejoice in your goodness. You're a good, good God.
Come on, change the focus. See, we're changing the focus.
We rejoice in your goodness.
I'm going to refocus.
We rejoice in your love. We rejoice in your goodness. You're a good, good God. In your goodness, we rejoice in your love. We rejoice in your goodness. You're a good, good God. We rejoice in your goodness. rejoice in your love. We rejoice in your goodness. You're a good, good God. We rejoice in your goodness. We rejoice in your love. We rejoice in your goodness. You're a good, good God. We'll see your goodness in the land of the living. We'll see your goodness in the land of the living. We'll see your goodness in the land of the living. We'll see your goodness in the land of the living. We rejoice in your goodness. We rejoice in your love. We rejoice in your goodness. You're a good, good God. We rejoice in your goodness. We rejoice in your love. We rejoice in your goodness. You're a good, good God. We rejoice in your goodness. We rejoice in your love. We rejoice in your goodness. You're a good, good God. We rejoice in your goodness. We rejoice in your love. We rejoice in your goodness. You're a good, good God.
David said this in Psalm 27, I would have lost heart lest I believed that I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Lest I believed, I would have lost heart. I would have crumbled under the pressure of the circumstances. Lest I believed that I would see the goodness of God in the land of the living. Oh, come on, lift up your hands one more time tonight and rejoice.